when the Loris Healthcare System's area commissioners determined they needed to raise $51 million, they knew they needed a strong foundation. Meet its executive director, coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're in the lobby of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce at 1200 North Oak Street in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the Loris Seacoast Healthcare Foundation, and we're visiting with its executive director, Tammy Eaves. Good morning, Tammy.
Good morning. Good
Thanks
to
so
see
much
you.
for coming in early on a Thursday morning here at the Chamber. What about this Chamber lobby?
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's even got some folks in here even before they kick off here.
Right.
Kick off their workday. It is beautiful.
It is very pretty.
I hate to say it about their lobby, but it's not as beautiful as the lobby there at Seacoast Health. I mean, the beautiful lobby you all have up in y'all's facility up there on Highway 9. It is tremendous.
Well, thank you.
Seacoast Medical Center.
Seacoast Medical Center.
We filmed there.
Actually, it's similar to this. We have the winding staircase,
Exactly.
the greenery. It's
I
very
was thinking
similar.
about that, but there are some aspects of it that aren't quite as nice. I don't think they have the cushy chairs that they have in the Seacoast Medical Center lobby up there. It was beautiful. We so enjoyed filming up there the early part of this year. I guess it was the end of last year when we were there, and had a great lineup there.
Yes, great. We'd love to have you back again.
It was, and we really enjoyed that and hope to get back. Of course, Mary Martin was with us that week. Frank Bolino was with us that week. Rayford Vereen was with us that
Right.
week. You were with us that week,
That's
and then
right.
your CEO, Tim Brown,
Yes.
was with us that week, which was a great interview. He's a crackerjack.
He is. He's very good.
Golly, he's got a lot going on, doesn't
He does. He does.
And y'all really have a lot going on. How are you feeling about the foundation, Tammy? Y'all have kicked off or re-kicked off strong with your joining the group.
Yeah, very good. We're moving along, progressing real well. In fact, just yesterday we got a commitment on a $500,000 contribution, so that
Wow.
always
Oh,
adds
boy.
a little bit of excitement to the job. And
Congratulations.
it's really nice to see that individuals will support us in such a strong manner.
Yeah, individual
An individual.
supporter at $500,000.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And what would something like that be for? Just on a broad stroke, not to pinpoint exactly, but would that be for expansion of
Yes.
the right?
We are doing a tremendous amount of expansion both at Seacoast Medical Center and at Loris Community Hospital. At Seacoast, as you know, we don't have hospital beds. There's a tremendous need in the North Myrtle Beach area for hospital beds. So we've got the approval, getting started on breaking ground soon to add 50 inpatient hospital beds.
Wow.
And that's going to include acute beds,
Right.
as well as an ICU and a PCU.
What is a PCU?
PCU is the Progressive Care Unit.
Right.
That is when a person has surgery or something of that type, and they're
Right.
just they need a little bit more attention than just a regular hospital room, but not as much attention as you may need in intensive care.
Right.
So it's something that's sort of a downgrade. I remember when my father had open heart surgery. For the first 4 days, he was in ICU, and then they moved into PCU,
Okay.
and then eventually to an acute bed
Right.
where you stay for a few days after a major surgery like open heart surgery before you get home. And of course, he wasn't at our facility, but that's my personal experience with it. And I'm
Sure.
sure everybody has.
Folks that
has
have had
those.
experience with serious surgeries have
Yes.
probably experienced both ICU and PCU.
That's correct.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
correct. And we have all of that in Loris. At the community hospital up in Loris, we have the PCU and the ICU. We are expanding up there as well. So simultaneously, we're doing
Wow.
2 huge expansion projects. The emergency department up in Loris is very small, just not nearly large enough to accommodate. They see 50 to 60 patients per day in the emergency room.
Really?
In Loris.
In the emergency room?
In the emergency
Wow,
room in Loris.
Tammy.
Yes. So we really, a lot of folks have to wait for a long period of time. We need to add more space,
Right.
add more physicians, add more medical care, just so that the folks don't have to wait
Sure.
so long. Nobody wants to wait, and everybody, when they arrive at an emergency room, they say, I'm in an emergency room.
I know, exactly. This is an emergency.
This is an emergency.
Yeah.
I want to sit here 3 hours bleeding
Wow.
or whatever.
Oh.
That's what we're doing there.
Right.
And they'll be a little bit more private than the emergency room is now. It was built about 20 years ago.
Sure.
So lots of things in technology have taken place
Right.
since then. We will be adding a new intensive care unit, and the intensive care unit that we currently have at Loris will be expanded into the progressive care unit. So in essence, everything will be growing. We'll have a new conference room.
Wow.
And the conference room in Loris is the most used public room in the town of Loris.
Is that right?
It is
Folks
so
come over from everywhere.
difficult to get
to book an hour,
the Loris boardroom.
Because they open it up to the community.
The community
What a
uses
tremendous
it.
role is the community hospital, yeah.
Yes, yes. And then we have the Center for Health and Fitness.
Right.
And in the Center for Health and Fitness, there's an auditorium,
Right.
seats about 200 folks. Everything that happens in the community of Loris is held in that auditorium at the Center for Health and Fitness.
Unbelievable.
So it was built for exercise facility,
Right, sure.
but it houses so many things, lots of support groups.
Right.
Just all kinds of things, even things like plays that are put on.
Is
here
that right?
are
Great.
used in that facility, as well as we have some small conference rooms in that facility too.
Right.
So it's really funny to me. Just about every invitation that you receive for anything in Loris is held at the either the Loris Community Hospital or the Center for Health and Fitness.
Both owned by the healthcare system.
Right.
That is tremendous,
It
Tammy.
is.
What a great role they serve there in the community of Loris, and of course the impact they've had on the community. Of course, to go back just to that basic idea, I've got to say that if you're in the emergency room and it is dire, you will be treated even if you're not ultimately getting in. I mean, the folks who are there, I mean, they're taken care of.
Oh, sure.
They're
They
definitely
certainly
taken
are.
care of.
They're
It's even with 50 or 60 folks a day, they find a way to take care of them while
That's
they're
true.
waiting.
That's true.
While they're waiting, I wanted to make sure and get that in because I know it must be difficult. Everyone who gets to an emergency room wants to be seen at
That's
that
true.
split second, but I'm sure if it's critical, they're being attended to some degree.
Yes,
that's right.
that's
right.
correct.
You know, for you, if a viewer needs to get off to work now or get family out of the house, your direct line or even a good number for someone to learn more about the Loris Seacoast Healthcare Foundation or a good website that someone could visit?
It's 843-390-8215, and that
Great.
is my direct line to the foundation.
Fantastic.
And our web address is lorishealthcare.org.
Okay, good. And there would be a link there to the foundation?
Yes, as well as our physicians are listed there
Right.
with addresses, phone numbers. There's just a wealth of information about the healthcare system on
Right.
that website.
And there's a link there to the board, both the commissioners who
Right.
serve, who I think you pointed out are all appointed by the governor.
That's correct.
The commissioners there for the Loris healthcare system. And
That's
then there
correct.
is the actual board of the foundation, which is a tremendous group.
That's right.
Great representatives. For viewers who may not be familiar with the board, would you mind sharing with them a little bit about some of the board members and what, just how long they've been around,
Sure.
or just a little bit about them?
Well, our Board of Commissioners has been around. They've been appointed by the governor since the existence of the hospital in 1950. Ronald Fowler is currently our chairman of the board for the Board of Commissioners.
Right.
Frankie Blanton's on that board. Hoyt Hardy's on that board. Lots of folks. Dr. Tracy Ray's on that board.
Sure.
Frank Bolino's on that board.
Right.
And then those folks had a vision to start a foundation.
Right.
And so they appointed a board for the foundation. Our chairman of the board for the foundation is Frank Bolino.
Oh, yeah.
Most people know Mr. Bolino from Bolino's of Cherry Grove. He's been there for years.
Forever.
For
Yeah.
years. Rayford Vereen is on that board.
Great.
Hazel Teal is on that board.
Right.
Mary Martin is on the board.
Absolutely. Yes, it's a tremendous
Tim Brown,
group.
Harry Thomas, Ed Prince,
Right.
Dr. James Wright,
Right. Sure.
Alice Martin,
Yes.
Dennis Jones. Dennis Jones is our North Carolina
That's
representative.
right. I saw you got a North Carolina representative.
Tabor City is so close to Loris,
Oh, yeah.
6 miles away, so we service a lot of folks up in the North Carolina area. And so is Amy Granger. She is from
Also
Tabor
from North
City.
Carolina. I didn't know
She
that.
grew up in Loris, married a Tabor City guy, moved over
Right.
to Tabor City, so 6 miles away.
Yes, yes, has that connection.
Rima Hewlin is also on our board.
Tremendous.
And that really consists of our board. They're a very good group of folks
Right,
that are very
right.
committed to raising money, to starting
Absolutely.
the foundation and
Jay, stop,
expanding
yeah.
the Seacoast Medical Center project,
Right.
as well as the Loris Healthcare Center.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's amazing when you think about the great groups and all volunteers serving at whatever level they have to do. It's incredible the amount of service
Right.
that volunteers go through in their service for boards, whether it's a tremendous group like the Loris Seacoast Healthcare Foundation or those area commissioners.
Right, that's
the
right.
folks in that role, and it is a big responsibility, particularly when you're kicking off a capital campaign.
Right. And none of our board members receive any compensation. So it is clearly a volunteer board.
Right.
And they really give of their time to help the healthcare system grow, to service the needs of the folks in our communities.
Right, right. How exciting, Tammy. Real quick about yourself. Are you originally from the area? I believe you've got some Palmetto State, if not Horry County roots.
I do. I was actually born right here in Myrtle Beach at the old Ocean View Memorial Hospital.
Right,
So,
yeah.
very rare, probably, that you meet people that were born right in Myrtle Beach.
You're correct. That's right.
Grew up in Aner. Graduated from Aner High School.
Yes, you and our director both have ties to
Yes,
Aner. That's
yes.
wonderful. And our someone who's helping out for Sherry Harms this week, since she's out. Tiffany's an Aner native as well.
Yeah, and then I graduated from Coastal Carolina University,
Right.
and back when it was a part of the University of South Carolina.
Oh, great.
And then lived here in Myrtle Beach from then till now.
Since then.
Not going to tell you how many years that is.
I'm not going to pry either.
a long
That's wonderful.
time.
And you have married a Palmetto State native, and y'all have a child.
That's right. My husband's Ronnie Eaves. He grew up in Sumter, graduated from Wilson Hall, and he owns a Century 21 here, Century 21 All-Stars in Myrtle Beach. And my daughter's Brooke Eaves. She was born right here in Myrtle Beach and grew up here. And she actually is Miss Myrtle Beach right now.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Tremendous.
And Miss Clemson University.
Oh, come on.
She
Both
is.
of them?
Both of them.
Together?
Together.
That must be a once in a lifetime. I mean, does that ever happen?
Uh,
Very rarely.
Probably
Excuse
very
me,
rare.
more than,
Very rare.
right.
She won Miss Clemson University as a freshman,
Right.
and that was the first time that had happened since the early 40s.
Wow.
So that was, most of the
Serious
time.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, juniors and seniors usually win.
Right.
So she was very, very excited. She's starting her own, the Clemson University contacted her about starting a talk show like this, where she will be interviewing
Oh, great.
folks in
a TV
Clemson.
show
A
there in
TV
Clemson.
show.
That is wonderful. She'd be
And
great at that.
It's going to be on the air, radio, as well as TV. So she'll get to select her folks that she interviews.
Right.
And should be a great challenge and something she's
Oh,
really looking
yeah,
forward to
we
doing.
should have gotten Brooke on the show to give her a little primer. Of course, she could probably give me some primers there of things to do and things to hone out. Of course, she is such a superstar and constantly, and pageants have been something she's been involved in for a good while.
Yes. She was in Miss South Carolina this summer,
Right,
and
good.
actually won several different things. The one she was probably proudest of is the Community Service Scholarship.
great.
And the Nancy Moore Thurman Scholarship. She received a total of over $4,000 in scholarships.
Is
from
that
pageant.
right? In addition to the great presence there
Right.
at being at Clemson, and that is wonderful. Those should go a long way.
Yeah, she goes a long way because parents don't have to write any checks this year.
Even better. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
Of course, you and Ronnie and so many wonderful things going on in the community, but the opportunity to be there. How long have you now been at the Loris Seacoast Healthcare Foundation, Tammy?
In a month will be the 1 year.
Is
So
that right?
almost a year.
So almost at your first anniversary. And of
Yes.
course, a lot that's happened even
Yes.
over the course of that time. The kickoff of the capital campaign is probably the biggest
That's
item there?
the biggest item
Okay.
there, yes, yes. We're trying to raise $8 million with the capital campaign. Our
Wow.
expansion projects are $51 million.
Oh, come on.